I'm gonna have to start calling my like work in progress videos or project videos glow ups, because I start off like this and then by the end of it you get to see me all glammed up. So I'm really excited that Lion Brand has sent me all of this amazing yarn. I don't want to play, buddy. I'm busy. Anyway, has sent me all of this amazing yarn. It's called Low Tide, and as you can see, it has this very, very nice glow. If you look with the lighter colorway, it sparkles so much. So the colorways that I chose are Driftwood and Jetty. So Jetty's the darker one and Driftwood is the lighter one. And I am making my favorite crochet pullover with Katie and the Squid. I've already completed my first swatch. My thoughts on the yarn. So it is made up of mainly plastic. It's 81% acrylic and 19% polyester. When it's in this skein, I mean, it's so light. It definitely feels airy. This is a medium weight 4, which is generally known as worsted weight, but it feels just so much finer than that. And it's really cool because it has like this chain net structure to it, so that it doesn't look like traditional plied yarn, which also, since it has a shine to it, just shows a very good stitch definition. I'm probably getting washed out by the light here, but very good stitch definition and shine and glow. So as far as the pattern goes, the gauge says it needs to be blocked. And when I usually work with my own projects, I don't take gauge as serious. And I know this is a garment, so it's definitely the most important time to do gauge and be satisfied with the gauge that you get. But it's not that serious to me because I know I'm going to love it no matter what. If it's bigger, if it's smaller, if it's whatever, I'm going to love it. It's going to be perfect for me. It's everything that I've wanted, and I know it's going to still come out great no matter what. It will just depend on the ease. I was having a blank. The ease of it. And I'm okay with both positive and negative ease, so I'll be happy with it. Anyway, I'm having some major, like, getting sidetracked type of things. So I did a flat gauge, but the actual project is done in the round. So I probably should do 3 times the stitches and do a gauge that is in the round. That would be the most accurate. And also, if you notice, these are funky looking double crochets, right? Can you see like the slants back and forth? It's a herringbone stitch. So what's cool is that Katie also linked some videos to help you with these special stitches. I've done a herringbone stitch before. I actually have like a kind of skirt pattern, like a swimsuit cover up in my Ravelry. It's free, so if you want to go try the stitch, feel free. But I'm thinking with this, I used the suggested hook, the eye, 5.5 millimeter. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and go up a hook because even though I haven't blocked this, I think that I could block it to the 4" by 4" square. But this is already very airy, so I don't want to give it more stretch. It already has a lot of stretch to it, and I would like a little bit more ease anyway. So I'm gonna go with the J 6mm, and I'm gonna guess it's gonna make it even more holy and airy, which is kind of perfect for the season I get here in Texas. Yep, I am way more comfortable about this decision. Not only do I get to use my Miramar Woods hook with this, and I just love the whole woodsy vibe I have going on with it, the beachy vibe. It just seems to go with the low tide. But this, the way the stitches lay and look, makes me so much happier. Isn't that satisfying? This make is so quick. I've already used one skein. Look how cute that is. And I'm split. So I just repeat this till it's down here. And then I'll probably do the sleeves and the trim stuff. It's gonna be done maybe in a couple days. Now I can put my freshly wound skeins into my stash. Got all the ends woven in on this, and then I decided to go straight away to uploading it onto Ravelry. As you can tell, I already got these skein hanged up as well, and I did keep the what are these called again? Yarn. I'm having a blank. Anyways, I did keep these initially just so I could make sure to get all the information on here. I weighed the leftover of this yarn, and then that's what you see here with my math. And all the info is on my Ravelry. So I will get my finished pictures in this make after I wash it, and it will be added in with these photos. I traditionally do Russian joins for adding in same color yarns, but since this is like a chainette kind of texture, it's hard to master the Russian join, and I didn't want to thicken those areas, so I just put a little small knot, and now I'm going back to weave in all my ends. I have kind of quite a bit to do, and this is only one side of it, you see, but it'll be okay. Okay, we have had a bit of a storm this morning, but I did get my face on for a live this morning. But I like to utilize my makeup for more than one purpose when I do get the chance to get dolled up. So now is the time I'm gonna get some pictures of a few finished objects so I can get all these videos out maybe at one time. Yeah. And the sun just started coming out, so at least, like, it's not super sunny, but it's good, like overcast, but with some nice highlight light style, if that makes any sense. Probably not the best way to say it,
but you know when the sweet spot is happening, like, because there's not too many shadows. You're not going to be like squinting, and when you turn on the camera, you can just look and see that all the colors pop. This sweater is not washed, but I'm gonna go ahead and get some finished pictures because I have some nice weather and I'm dolled up, so why not? When you feel good, you just do what you want to do. You can wear what you want to wear, how you want to wear it, because it's your make, guys. I did notice when I put this on that I actually forgot one end, so it happens to all of us. Honestly, now after wearing this, I kind of like this fabric. It is a nice toasty, probably 80 out here. It's rained today, so you know, you get that kind of like humid, sticky, and I feel like this fabric just works really well with it. It's very breathable. Sorry, you're probably getting traffic sounds. I live on a very busy road, so also a lot of people probably are thinking influencers in the wild out here as I'm talking to my tripod when they drive by. But yeah, overall I do like this. I also did decide that I'm going to go ahead and try the market bags with my leftover yarn. I have just enough to make a knit market bag, so I will show y'all that. Okay, so I finally decided to get this market bag on the needles. Did not bother with any gauge because this bag will come out the way that it comes out, and no doubts that I have enough yarn to get it done, especially since I can like measure how long I want the bag to be, and I'll just go for however long yarn that I do have. I started it yesterday and I am loving it. It starts off as like one little bottom, like you cast on X amount of stitches and then go for like 4 inches or however many rows, and then you go all the way around it, and then now the bag starts to build. Which, by the way, how did I decide on this specific pattern? Okay, so I went into Ravelry and then I filtered my search to say like what I was looking for and how much yarn that I had to use for it. So that gave me like, and I wanted it to be knit because it uses the less yarn. So that gave me like 100 and something options, and it kind of shows like a lot in one page. So I went through all of those. There weren't very many pages, and I got down to like 2 that I really liked. And last year or the year before, I went to a festival with a friend and she busted out this market bag. It was like compact, but she filled that bag up with so much yarn, yet it was still so comfortable to hold or use, and I've loved it ever since I saw it. So I asked her what bag it was, and it was one of the 2 choices that I had found on Ravelry. And it just so happens to be free. Both of the choices that I liked were both free patterns, so I downloaded both of them on Ravelry. And this bag that she made actually has thousands of projects on there. So obviously it's a hit for everybody. It has like a flat, thin strap, which is nice to use for a long period of time versus like a thin strap that eats into your skin. So that's ultimately what made me decide to use this bag pattern. And then also look at my stitch marker I decided to use. It's a little plate. Since we've all been stuck at home, I've just been into the food. So I thought, I'm going to use this little plate as a stitch marker. And I also got it as a stitch marker exchange at DFW Fiberfest last year. And since, well, by the time this video airs, you won't know, but it is this weekend technically was supposed to be DFW Fiberfest. So I've just been really reminiscing and pretending that I still got to do it. So yeah, once I build the body of this, I'll come back and show you guys. But I'm super stoked with it. The repeats are very easy to remember. It's very stress-free make. So far, I'm feeling like this yarn, like I said, is definitely suited for a market bag. It feels like it'll be a nice, durable market bag, which is very rare for like acrylics. This pattern is actually meant for cotton, and usually bags are better as cotton, but I don't know. I'm okay with it. It will take some time to really be able to tell how it reacts with use, but I will adjust that in my Ravelry. So y'all can always stay tuned there. I stayed up pretty late last night and I made decent progress. Like, I used up all of one color and moved on to the rest of my second color. I'm thinking I'll finish this today. Look how big it's getting. I'm supposed to go up to 8 inches without stretching it. But I also only have this much, which kind of in knitting is a lot, but to me that's not a lot. I also have to, you know, make the edging and the strap for it. Anyway, I'm feeling really tired. I also forgot to mention that I would suggest working with this yarn on wooden needles because it is a bit slippery on the metal needles. I don't remember it being such an issue when crocheting, but I'm sure that gauge might be better and easier achieved on wooden because it latches on better. And it's weird how the fabric can be so different when crocheting and when knitting. I feel like it's totally different. I think I like it better knit. And it's a chain net, so there's no worry about like any twists. But I did notice that there's like the little metallic strand in there, which is where the sparkle comes from. And I keep catching that while I'm knitting. I never had issues with it when I was crocheting, but while I'm knitting, because this particular pattern, I'm probably making the knit two togethers too tight for the lace work. And so I'm really stabbing that needle in there, and I think that it's kind of cutting through, and the metallic-y one is like such a thin fiber that it's easier to kind of pull that strand individually. And so just be cautious when you're working with it on that. It's not like the end of the world or anything. Some of it can be noticeable because I know I made the mistake, but when using it and when it's a whole full finished project, I think it's not going to be that big of a deal. I mean, it's a market bag. It's not that serious. I'm enjoying it. This is a fabulous pattern. This is a fabulous yarn, and honestly, it's really made for market bags. I mean, they don't say that, but my personal opinion of it
is that?
All right, y'all. I'm a little disappointed in myself. I shouldn't have made the bag so long, and I should have used maybe some of the length of the bag in the handle, because look at how short that is. Like, that's not gonna be a good armpit bag there. Like, I like a little length there to put it over my armpit. This is gonna be like a good forearm bag. It's still like the holes are pretty big. I can stick a substantial amount of things in there. It's just like a short handle. I'm tempted to buy another skein just so I can add a longer handle. So I'm probably gonna leave the end on there. I mean, I couldn't have gotten any closer on my 3-needle bind off to seam the ends together. Like, that's all I have left. That string right there. I'm gonna leave it there and maybe I'll add more to it, but it is pretty freaking cute. I was concerned that, like, do you notice that? Look, that's like the square edge there. I don't feel like it's straight on the sides. Like, that's the corners there. Oh, this side of the sleeve, this side of the, no, it's still off center. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. It's not perfect, but it will get the job done, and that's all that matters. I gotta say, let me go get my sweater so I can show you like the way the fabric is as the sweater and as a market bag. But either way, you're not going to understand like the way it feels, because there's no feel-o-vision here. But I totally suggest knitting over crocheting with this, just because I like the fabric better when I knit. Let me go get the sweater and I'll show you. Okay, so I washed the bag and I washed the top, and I just threw it in the regular wash. It doesn't feel too much different than it did before I washed it. Okay, so as you can see, here is the bag and here is the sweater crocheted. Actually, now that I just feel like here in stockinette stitch, this is very sorry, I live on a busy street, but I went outside so that you can see the coloring better. But in stockinette stitch, this is very soft. But in this meshy, thick like crochet stitch. It has like a little bit of a unexplainable texture to it. A little bit on this lacy part has the same kind of feel to the crocheted sweater, but I think like that's what you want in a market bag versus a sweater. I am not upset. People are supposed to be home right now with the COVID going on, but obviously they're not. They're still running the streets. Anyways, I'm not upset that I still made a garment out of this. This is going to be amazing, like to wear to the beach, or not right now, more like in my backyard at the pool. It's going to be amazing to have out there, and especially in warmer temperatures, amazing. I totally suggest making that. But I'm getting grass all over my thing out being outside. The market bag is getting its durability right now. Anyway, even the colors I feel like look different when knit and crochet. How weird is that? This is just my honest opinion, even though Lion Brand did provide this yarn for me to show you guys this amazing sweater. But yeah, make the market bag, make the sweater, do whatever you want, but try Lion Brand Low Tide, because it is a unique and new experience, unlike any other fiber that I have experienced before.